Hello you guys. Hello, 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 hello. And welcome back to my channel, or welcome to this channel. It's Joey, and today I will be teaching you Dutch. Sorry, I just got a text from a friend that I haven't spoken to in a while. Anyway, I'm gonna be teaching you Dutch, and today I'm gonna do like a little storytelling about my country, where we speak Dutch, which is the Netherlands. I am a native Dutch speaker. Dutch is my first language, and yeah. So the first, I will timestamp everything, but I'm firstly gonna do like 4 or 5 minutes of just rambling and whispering about my country. And then I will be teaching you some phrases in Dutch. I'm not gonna do the alphabet today because I just think that's a little boring. I just want to make sure that if you are ever in a situation where you need to ask someone questions in Dutch, you know which questions to answer or ask. Anyway, sorry, you get what I'm saying. So today I'm just going to be teaching you some phrases, some common phrases that you would need if you are ever going on holiday in the Netherlands. And yeah, if you like these kinds of videos, I will make a part 2 with maybe like the more necessary parts of the language, like grammar, sounds, and syllables and everything. So just let me know. But for now, let's just talk about the Netherlands for a little bit. Okay, so a lot of you people might know the Netherlands as like Amsterdam. Or maybe you call the Netherlands Holland. But Holland is actually a part of the Netherlands. It is not a synonym for the Netherlands. In fact, we don't really have one place in the Netherlands that's called Holland. We have 2 provinces. You can kind of see them as tiny states, like the United States. We have a province in the Netherlands called South Holland or Zuid-Holland, and we have a place that's called Northern Holland, North Holland, and North Holland is where Amsterdam is, but it's not like Holland is not a synonym for the Netherlands, and Amsterdam is just a city in the Netherlands. Obviously, it's the capital of the Netherlands, but it's not the only city in our country. So, I live in Eindhoven, which is a pretty big city in the southern part of the Netherlands, and it's in the province of Noord-Brabant, Northern Brabant. We have 12 provinces, or states, I guess. I'm not gonna list them all because that's not interesting, but we have 12 provinces, and yeah, we are a country known for its cheese, also its weed. Although I think a lot of people kind of have this stereotypical view of the Netherlands where it's oh, everyone smokes weed every day and it's legal and everything is so crazy. version of Amsterdam without all of the tourists. But it's really nice and it's beautiful, and very calm on normal like weekdays. So anyway, yeah, I don't know what else I can say about the Netherlands. Like, we basically built land where there wasn't supposed to be land because it was like below sea level. We're a pretty impressive country in that aspect, in like engineering stuff. For me, there's a favorite part of the country that's called the Afsluitdijk, and it's basically like a very long, it's not a bridge, but it's like a piece of road that's like surrounded by the ocean or like the sea, and it's like, you know, you have like on both sides you have like the ocean, and then you have like the piece of road running through it, and you can drive on it. Like, people use it to drive to work every day, but it's really long. I think it's about like, I don't know how many miles it is, but it's pretty long. But it's one of my favorite views because, like, if you are behind the steering wheel and you're like looking at either side of the road, there's just water and nothing else, and it's really cool. Although I don't recommend driving there during a storm because your car will most likely be swept into the water. Okay, enough about my country. Let's get into the language. Dutch can be a pretty tricky language because it has all sorts of different sounds that, like, for example, an English speaker would not make like naturally in their language. Like, we have something called the hard and the soft G. So, for example, if I were to say the word gamma, which means gamma in English, the word gamma, I say it with a hard G. It's like a throaty G. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But we have a part of the Netherlands, the southern part, happens to be where I live, I just don't have the accent, that has a different way of pronouncing the G. So, for example, I would say the word gamma with a hard G, and they would pronounce it with a soft G. That sounds like, it's more of like a hiss. It's like a, so instead of like pronouncing it, you just kind of like breathe it out. So I would say gamma, and someone with a soft G would say gamma, 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 gamma. Okay, you get the gist. But for the purposes of this video, my accent is with a hard G. So all of the words with a G, I will be pronouncing with a sound. But it's not the only way that you can pronounce the G here. Like, is also fine. Anyway, especially for this video, I bought this little thing, and I can do like close-ups of it as well. Right now it says hey, and we're just gonna erase this. Isn't that magical? It's actually meant to be for children, but I am a child at heart, so we're going to be starting with the most basic thing in Dutch. Hallo. We're going to be starting with the most basic phrase ever to use in a language, which is just greeting someone. So like, hello or hi. So in English, let me just write this down. Okay. So in English, I wrote down hello, which is the upper word. And then in Dutch, I wrote down hallo, hallo, hallo. So the main difference is the A sound in the word hello. So here we have hello, and there we have hallo. So you would really say it with like a short, more like drawn out A sound. So it's ha, ha. less thick of an L. So you'd say hallo, hallo, hallo. Anyway, but honestly, you could say a lot of things. You could just say hi or hey. Hey is also fine, but this would be like the official word for hello. So let's erase that again. Okay. Now we're gonna do the phrase, how are you? So let me just write that down in English again. And then in Dutch. I hope you can kind of read this clearly, but I wrote them down. The upper one is, how are you? And the bottom one is, hoe gaat het? Also, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed by this word, because I know in English you would pronounce this as ho, ho, but this is an O and an E, and this sound in Dutch, it sounds like ooh, ooh, like O-E is ooh. So you would say hoe, hoe, which is how. Gaat, this is a G, sorry, this is a G. Gaat, and a double A, mostly a double A means a longer A sound. So it's just hoe, ga, gaat. Don't forget to pronounce the T. Dutch is a pretty phonetic language, so like if you see words on a page, usually what's on the page is how you pronounce it. There are very rarely silent letters in the Dutch language, or they are words that have been lent from the French language, for example, or like, taken from the French language, but usually in Dutch there are not a lot of silent letters, except for a couple exceptions, but I will get to that later. So if you see something on the page, pronounce it. So then, this would be hoe gaat, with the T sound, hoe gaat het, and that means how are you. It's not a literal translation, but this is how you would say how are you. Hoe gaat het? Hoe gaat het? Yeah, that's it. Repeat after me. How are you is hoe gaat het? Hoe gaat het? And if you're like an advanced Dutch speaker, you can like shorten the pronunciation of your sentence. So instead of pronouncing every single thing like, separately, you could kind of like contract it. So if I were to pronounce it like hoe gaat het, that would be very like, but if I were to like speak in a normal way, I would just say hoe gaat het? Hoe gaat het? Instead of hoe gaat het, I would just say hoe gaat het? So you can kind of like shorten your pronunciation if you're like an advanced Dutch speaker. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm taking so long, but like, I love teaching languages. Yeah. Okay, hoe gaat het? I'm gonna go with, I'm doing well. Okay, I hope you can kind of see this again. I'm doing well. I'm doing translation for that would be het. Again, gaat, gaat, with the long A sound. Goed, this is a G. And there's the OE sound again, so it's ooh. So you'd say, het gaat goed. I am doing well means the literal translation of this, of the Dutch phrase is, it goes well. So that's the literal translation. So het means it. Gaat means going, or going. And then goed means good. So that's not that different. It goes well, or het gaat goed. Okay, next phrase. I'm just gonna do something really basic. So, what time is it? What time is it? Okay, so I wrote, on the top I wrote the English sentence, so what time is it, what time is it, what time is it? And on the bottom I wrote the Dutch translation. So there we have it again, hoe. The word hoe, that means how. Hoe means how. Hoe means how. So that would be, like I said, it's not a literal translation, but this is the way that sentences are constructed in the Netherlands. So it would be like, how late is it? Because laat means late, or laat basically just means like, yeah, late is the literal translation of it, but it also means like time in this sentence. So, hoe laat, how late is, there's no difference there. It, het means it, het means it. So, hoe laat is het? That's how you ask for the time. I said I wasn't gonna do like alphabet or grammar stuff, but I do think that maybe I should do like a couple words, like the meaning of a couple words. So I'm just gonna draw some stuff. So, in English, this will be a clock. And luckily, in Dutch, there's not much of a difference in how we call this. Because in Dutch, it is also a clock, but the pronunciation is different and the way that you write it is also different. This is how you write it. So a clock translates to klok, klok, klok. Like I said, Dutch is a pretty phonetic language, so if there's just one O, the sound is a short O most of the time. So klok, 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 klok. It's also a pretty good trigger word. Erase. Yeah, important. What is house? House. I'm gonna draw a very shitty house. Okay. Bear with me, but this would be a house. This would be a house. So I'm gonna write it with this side. So this would be a house. Am I right? House. And in Dutch, this would be similar, but not the same. In Dutch, it would be house, house. This is a U, this is a U. This would be house. So a U and an I combined, it makes an ow, ow, ow sound. I'm trying to compare it to something in the English language, but I can't. I don't think there's a word where, maybe there is, but I don't know about it. But it makes an ow sound. So a U and an I makes an ow sound. And we have more of those like combinations in Dutch that you maybe wouldn't see in other languages, or maybe not as pronounced as they are here. Maybe I'm gonna write down the combinations of words, but this would be like house, would be house. I'm just gonna write down some letter combinations that are important when you're reading and speaking Dutch. So we have the UI, UI. We have the EU. We have the AU/OU. There are more. Oh yeah, the OE. The OE sound. I think that's most of them. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. So, these are some letter combinations that you could run into in the Dutch language. So, and also, this is a U. Everything here is a U. Even if it looks like an N, it's a U. Anyway, this is the one that we just talked about with the word house. So this is house. You could use this in the word house. This is U and an I. Makes ow, ow. And funnily enough, this word by itself means onion. So an onion is an ow, 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 ow. Then we have the second combination, which is EU, EU, EU. And this makes an O, O, which is not the same as ow, because ow is more sharp, and O really pronounces the E still. So this one's ow, and this is O, ow, O, ow, O. This is more of a shorter sound in the mouth than this one is. So the E and the U pronounces O. And you could use this in the word euro, which means euro. Euro is euro. Then we have the AU/OU sound. Now, these two basically make the same pronunciation, or like they are pronounced the same, but sometimes words have either the AU or the OU, depending on the spelling, but you pronounce them the same. And we call this, it's funny because AU/OU are pronounced like ow. And then, depending on the word, you have like, it's funny because we say like, oh, is it written with the long ow or the short ow? And the long one for some reason is with the A, and the short ow is for some reason with the O. I don't know why we call it that, but it's funny. And then the last sound, we already talked about this as well with the word who, but the O and the E, they sound like who, or like ooh, 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 ooh. So it kind of sounds like saying like ooh, you know, like ooh. So those are the sounds that you could run into in words. If you were to ask somebody, which way do I go? I'll write that down for you. Which way is it? Then you would say, is it? Or which way do I go? Which way is it? You would say welke, 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 which means which. Welke kant, 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 kant. Like the philosopher Kant, Kant. Welke kant? And kant means side. Is het op? So welke kant is het op? And is just means is. Het is it. And op is actually like on. So the literal translation would be which side is it on? And that's how you would like ask for directions in Dutch. So welke kant is het op? Or like waar moet ik heen? You could also say waar moet ik heen? You could also say instead of welke kant moet ik op, you could say waar moet ik heen, which literally translates to waar. Waar, see the long A again. Waar means where. Waar moet, moet. There's the OE sound again. Moet, moet. So where and moet comes from the word moeten, which is a verb, which means have to. So where, have to, and then ik means I. So where, have to, I. And heen, heen again. Sorry, long E sound. Heen. So it translates to where have to I go? Yeah. Because heen comes from the word heen gaan, which is also a verb, but heen is just the shortened version of it. So it translates to where have to I go. So waar moet ik heen? Waar moet ik heen? Waar moet ik heen? Where do I go? Or like, which way is it? Where? Waar moet ik heen? Where do I have to go? Okay, some easy translations that you should know if you want to just learn the basics of a language. If you want to know how to say the word day, day. So like, what day is it? It's dag, dag. So it's also a short A sound, and it's dag, dag. This is a G. This is a G. Dag. Day means dag in Dutch. And then we also have, this is funny because the word week, like as in which week is it, or like day, month, week, the word week is the same spelling. You just pronounce it differently because it's a long E sound. So week is the same. We spell it the same, it's week. Except for the fact that we pronounce it differently because, again, there's two E's. So it has a long E sound. And we pronounce this as week. So not week, but week, week, week. So it's like, it literally sounds like the English word to wake up. So it's wake, wake. And then we have obviously a certain way of speaking. So like the W sound is less of like a w. It's more of like a so it's more like laid back in the sense. So we would not say wake, we would say then again, there's a long A sound, as you can see. So you would say mand. And don't forget to pronounce every single letter in that word. Man. There's an N. There's an N. T. T. And you don't have to say duh. Duh. Because most, like all D's, all letter D's at the end of Dutch words are pronounced as a T. So, yeah, you would say maand. Maand. Hear that? So, definitely pronounce it. Maand. 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 Okay. Maybe I'm gonna do one more segment, which is the days of the week, and then I'm gonna end this video because it's been like 45 minutes already of like filming. I don't know how much I'll actually keep of this video, but it's been a long time. And it's also 1:30 a.m. So days of the week. I'm gonna start with Monday. Monday would translate to, let me write it down. Okay. This one's a fun and tricky one because it has two A sounds in the word. Okay. So, Monday, excuse my handwriting by the way. Monday translates to the Dutch word of, and now bear with me because we are going to go through two different A sounds. It translates to maandag. Maandag. You hear the difference in the A sound? Maandag. Maandag. So, like I said, phonetic language. If it has a long A, it's ma, man. And then it has a shorter A because there's only one A. Dag. So it literally means Monday. Moon day, basically. Man. And be sure to pronounce everything. Maandag. 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 Magic. Magic. This pencil makes such nice noises. It's adorable. Okay. Maandag. Let's move on to Tuesday. This video is making me realize that I write my U's in a very weird way. Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday would translate to dinsdag. Dinsdag, 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 dinsdag. Yeah, it just means Tuesday. I'm not gonna explain the word, but this is a short I sound, and instead of like, what's an I? It's kind of the same sound as like in the word hearing, like, or in the word ring. You would say ring, and then this is din, di, eh. So it's ring and di. So it's like a short I sound. So it's di, dins, dins, dag. So day again. Dins, dag, dinsdag, dinsdag, dinsdag. Tuesday is dinsdag. Let's move on to Wednesday. 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 Okay. And then okay. This is also a fun one, pronunciation wise. So Wednesday, they both start with a W. Wednesday, 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 Wednesday translates to woo. Again, the OE sound. run into it quite a lot in the Dutch language. Woe, woe, woensdag, 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 woensdag. And then don't forget to like make the W a little bit like relaxed. Don't make it too sharp. Don't say like woensdag. If you want to sound like a native Dutch speaker, you could say woensdag, woensdag, instead of woensdag. Just make it a flowing sound like woensdag, woensdag, woensdag. Okay. Woensdag. Let's move on to Thursday. Thursday is okay. So, as you can see, they do not start with the same letter, but it is almost a literal translation of the word Thursday because it comes from thunder in English, and donderdag also comes from the word donder, which means thunder. So they are like alike in that sense. Anyway, Thursday is don, short O sound, donder, der. This is not der, or dear, or der. This is a very short sound as well, so this is donder, if there's an E in front of an R in a word, it's like and it's not like at the front of the word, so donderdag, and again, this is just day, so dag, short sound, donderdag, syllable by syllable, donderdag, donderdag, donderdag. This is confusing, guys. Friday. I forgot a combination in the Dutch language of like 2 letters. Okay. I forgot that there are 2 more letters that can be combined to make a sound. You'll see it right now. Friday translates to vrijdag. Now this is also a tricky one because the V sound and the R sound sometimes might be difficult for English speakers because together it makes a which is not something you really hear a lot in the English language. So this is and then there's this combination of the I and the J, which makes a Y sound in the sense that it's a Y, so it's A. So these 2 together make an A sound. It's more like a very long I. It's like an A, like an Australian accent. A, you know. So it's vrijdag, free day. This is the literal translation of the word. So Friday is in Dutch this word vrij. That was really bad, sorry. But vrij means free, and then dag means day. So it's vrijdag is free day. Vrijdag. That was very badly drawn. I'm so incredibly sorry. Okay, just 2 more days. Just Z, a Z, Z, Z. And now this is a confusing one, because remember how I said that usually what you see on the page is what you speak, like phonetically. When there's different rules, obviously grammar-wise, in the Dutch language, for the pronunciation of certain letters. And in this instance, the A sound is a longer A sound, even though it doesn't say two A's. So bear with me on this one, okay? I'm not a linguist. If I studied Dutch, I probably would have been. Anyway, so this is a longer A sound because there's only one T and there's an E here, so that it doesn't make sense. I know, I'm sorry. This is a Z or a Z, so it says zaterdag. Zater. Now, if, for example, there were two T's here, that would make the A sound shorter. So then it would be zaterdag, because the T means that the vowel, I think it's called, I'm so sorry, the vowel in front of it makes like that shorter. But now there's only one T, so it's a longer A sound, so it's zater, zaterdag, Saturday, zaterdag, 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 zaterdag. So Saturday means zaterdag. Okay, last one. Started off with the Dutch one. Okay. Okay. Now we arrive at the final day of the week. Sunday. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if it's in the frame or not. I think so. Sunday. This, again, is a Z or a Z. And there's no weird pronunciations in this word. It's just the way that you read it. So this is zon, because it's a short O. Zon. Oh. It's almost like a French O, right? Like O. So it's zon. Zon. Don't forget to pronounce the N. Zondag. Again, day. Sunday. Zon. Like the word zon. I'm drawing blind here. The word zon means sun in Dutch. Means sun, like the sun, not sun as in someone's son. But the word, yeah, that was so bad. Anyway, the word zon means sun. So it's Sunday. It's zondag. 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 Okay. And now, obviously, the last couple things that are important to know, because I'm going to end the video here, but I want to wait. I want to say thank you, which means bedankt. Bedankt again, because it's a short E sound. Bedankt, 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 bedankt for watching this video. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Let me know if you actually learned something from this and if I should make another more structured video than this. But I hope that you liked this and that you just found it relaxing while maybe still learning